Hello everybody, I am the Big Puma and welcome to episode number 2 of Demo-Lition. If you didn't catch it last week, we did Wakeboarding HD. Check up in the left hand corner now and click that link and it'll take you to that video. This week we are doing UFC 2010 Undisputed. Now this game is freaking sick. I've played through the demo a bunch of times. We're going to go through it, look at the different modes they've got available. There are a ton of new features, over 100 fighters. We'll go through all that in just a second. But real quick, I want to go through the menu here, show you all the different modes and all the different things here. Now here, you've got your exhibition, your game mode, online, creative fighter, tutorial, all that stuff here. We're going to go down into game mode and take a look at this real quick. Title mode, you defend your title, or you run for the title. Title defense, you defend it. Ultimate fights, I'm assuming, is like the best fights. You just recreate them. Creative fighter, tutorial. Now your PS3 exclusive movies, you get 5 matches in Blu-Ray. I'll post those in the description. Now that's only for PlayStation 3. Also, only for PlayStation 3 are the couple of legends that you get. You're going to get Royce, Gracie, you're going to get Severn, and you're going to get Pulver. And there are a ton of new fighters in this one. Like I said, there's over 100 of them. The GameStop exclusive comes with Big Fat Roy Nelson, James McSweeney, Brendan Schaub, and Big Baby Marcus Jones. Now what we're looking at here is the tournament menu. Since we only did a 4-man tournament because the demo's only got 4 players, it's got a Lyoto Machida, Rashad Evans, Quentin Rampage Jackson, and Mauricio Shogun Hua. And right now, we're just going to select random and let them pick whoever. I kind of wanted it to work out to where obviously Shogun would fight Lyoto, and then Rashad would fight Rampage, and then they would end up fighting the winner of those two would fight for the title. But I just did a random to get these to make this a little quicker. And now we have our 2 matchups here. Down there at the bottom it says the UFC fighter, and what that is just kind of like an ESPN ticker, except it's got quotes and things from current UFC fighters and what they have to say about different things like that. So let's go ahead and go into the first semifinal game. You can't choose the blue corner because I'm player 1, so I'll choose the red corner, and we'll get into it. Now, this has a lot of the same features as far as getting the game started as 2009. See, I'm going to stop Al Turk down there at the bottom. Mike Goldberg says who's fighting here, and it kind of goes through its little loading screen. It's very realistic to the actual pay-per-view with the light heavyweight coming up there, and then later on when you see the title say championship there. We'll go through the tail of the tape here, and then it goes down to Bruce Buffer, and he, like I said, it is very realistic on how things are, or how Bruce Buffer talks about which fighters. As you can see here, he acts like he's going to one corner and he goes to the other. And as you can see, it's the same. It's not very similar. It's exactly the same. They haven't done a lot to the presentation of the fighters and things like that. The major differences are going to be in your online modes, your camps, and your tournaments. The actual gameplay, like there's swaying, there's pressing them up against the cage, and the grapple system on the ground is a lot different, and it's actually a lot different standing up too. You can do different transitions. Everybody can go into the multi-clinch this time, the single collar. You can press them up against the cage and things like that. So we take a look at Shandella and the boobies bouncing. They got that down pat. So let's take a look at these highlights of the first round here. Here I miss a big swing and then catch him with the right. But the combat system essentially is the same. There are a few different ways to get about things, but overall it's the same. You press L1 square to throw a big left, press L1 square to throw a big right. So now in the doing a lot of transitions here, he blocks that transition, slam him to the ground. Now moving to like say side control or half guard or things like that, it's a lot different now that that they've got implemented the new system. You do a lot of the stuff with the sticks here. I caught the kick there. I didn't really know what I was doing. So here, Machida goes in, he goes ahead and gets that clinch, and now I'm singled up in the single collar. You can push him back and forth. As soon as you start punching, it stops. And now he's transitioning into different things, and I'm trying to do a judo flip, and he kept blocking it. But you see how he's got that under. So now you can push him up against the cage, which you couldn't before. Here's the action list I was going to show you about. Different things like strike. You can move back and forth, transition, defense, takedown, things like that. These are all the different transitions you can do. There's a lot of cool ones where you can change to a different position up against the cage. You can pick him up and slam him down. Like I said, there's a lot of things, and when that guide comes out, be sure to get that because there'll be a bunch of different stuff in there. Now, we're not going to go through the whole match because I want to go ahead and show you the bracket and the things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the knockout. Right here, I've already rocked him, and I'm just trying to go for the knockout here, and good night. He's out. This is another cool thing where they wear their sponsor shirts and things like that, just like in real life. So now we're going to go to the bracket, and as you can see here real quick, it just shows the character moving on up to the next round. This one is going to be simulated, so he's going to go ahead and move on up to the next round. And then I played this match too. I'm not going to go through all this stuff again, just because you've all seen the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and go to the end of where the knockout happens, because something really cool happens down there that they didn't have in the other games, and I want to show that to you there. So here's a replay of the knockout. I miss with the right. I go back in with the left and catch him and knock him out. There's a lot of different things, like when they show the replay, they show it 3 times just like they did last year. But this year when they show the knockout, it's actually watching him go all the way to the ground instead of cutting it off halfway through, which I really like that. Another new feature in this game is this here. He's been knocked out. He doesn't really know where he's at. So they really show that. And just like in real life, he's not there to watch the other guy get his hand raised. Dana White's there with the belt, and then Bruce Buffer's going to go through his whole deal. Dana White's going to put the belt on him, and it's going to go through his whole "I'm the winner" spiel. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Check down in the description where the matches that are going to be the 5 Blu-ray matches, only for the PlayStation 3. I'm also going to link a roster video that goes through the whole thing. Mike Goldberg shouts out everybody's name. It's really neat. All right, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. When this game comes out, definitely expect a lot of gameplay from me. Come back to the episode 3. We're going to be doing split second. Thanks again for watching.